Have I got a recipe for you today? It's my super simple black bean soup, and it keeps me totally full and satisfied while still losing weight. I love it. This black bean soup is part of my regular meal rotation, you guys, and I always look forward to having it. It doesn't disappoint. It's easy. Everything goes into the crock pot, and it's so tasty. So today I'm going to bring you along with me as I make this black bean soup that I'm going to have for dinner tonight, and actually probably throughout the whole week. Yum! What we'll need for this soup are 16 ounces of, or basically a bag of the dried black beans soaked overnight for at least 8 hours, or quick soak, the quick soak method. Either way, you'll have those drained and rinsed once they're all done. A bell pepper. I had red and yellow, so I just kind of threw in some of each. And a whole onion chopped up. Mild Rotel tomatoes. You can always also use fire roasted tomatoes or regular just cut up tomatoes, but I'm using the Rotel. To me, I like the spiciness. Vegetable broth. Whoops. Garlic powder, chili powder, onion powder, cumin, and chipotle chili powder. Yum, love that stuff. So we just quick put it in the crock pot. So I'll start with the beans. That goes right in there. The onions and bell peppers go right in there. We want to get everything in there. The tomatoes. We'll start with the chili powder. The chili powder, we use a tablespoon of chili powder. And you want to be generous with the chili powder. I just sprinkle that around. A teaspoon of the garlic powder. You can also use fresh garlic. I just get too lazy to cut up the garlic, so I use garlic powder. And if you use cut up chopped garlic, I'd use like 2 cloves of garlic. And a teaspoon of onion powder. I love onions, so that's why I also add onion powder even with the onions in there. 2 teaspoons of cumin powder. And a half a teaspoon of the chipotle chili powder. And then with the vegetable broth, I use the low sodium vegetable broth, and then I just cover the beans and the tomatoes and the spices. I just make sure it's covered with the vegetable broth. Sometimes when I use the whole container, it turns out a little more soupy than I like. So I probably did about 3 cups, but I just made sure, like I said, that it's covered with the broth. You stir it around just to make sure everything's combined. And you see about the broth how like that, the 3 cups is more than enough for this amount of beans and veggies in there. Once the ingredients are all mixed together, just put the lid on and set the crock pot to high for 6 hours. And you'll have these nice, soft, beautiful black beans ready in 6 hours. So I'll see you back here for dinner. Black bean soup is all finished cooking in the crock pot, you guys. So I'm just stirring it around. Oh my gosh, you can see all those vegetables in there. So good. You have the option here just to serve it like this, where the beans are whole and intact. You can smash it a little like this to kind of break up some of the beans. Or what I like to do is put just like a cup or 2 in the blender, or use an immersion blender to blend it up a little. So it just makes it a little bit thicker. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll put a couple cups in the blender, blend that up, and then meet you back over here to get a taste. I make sure when I put it in here that some of the juice is in here too, with some of the vegetables, just to get a good mix up. Smells so good, you guys. And then you have a chance here, if you want to put salt and pepper in to the whole dish. And I think I'll add a little pepper for sure. And then I'll let everybody else salt their own dish. And you can really eat this just plain like this. It tastes so good and it's so satisfying. What I like to do is I have my super simple cheese sauce in there and half a potato I didn't eat for lunch. So I'm going to put the potato on here, put the cheese sauce on here, and eat this with some of my zucchini for dinner. This was going to be so good. Oh my gosh. I just love the simplicity of black beans. And then after you get a few like chews, you taste the layering of the flavors, the heat from the chilies in the rotel, the heat from the chili powder, and also the chipotle chili powder. It just kind of lingers on your palate. Tastes so good and fresh. Something about black bean soup is fresh. It's not heavy. It's yeah, so simple and satisfying. I love it. Super simple black bean soup that keeps me full and satisfied while I'm losing weight. I hope you like it as much as I do, you guys. Simple, satisfying, fresh, and light. You can't beat that. If you like simple cooking just like I do, be sure to check out my other super simple recipes. I'll see you next time.